Testing, testing. I think we should be live. Okay, I think everything is set up correctly. They were done at just chatting kind of setup, so I hope everything works. Looks like everything works. If you're wondering why there's Genshin Impact, it's just to have something going on the screen while I'm chatting, because I expected that you probably wouldn't care too much about only looking at me while I'm talking. I'm gonna probably give it a bit, because just chatting with no one around is gonna be a bit lonely. So, okay, the audio is really loud when I'm out here. Fix that real quick. Still pretty loud. Since he's just supposed to be in the background. Okay. If you're here after it's been live for some reason, if I haven't taken it down, we're gonna wait with chatting for a bit until there's someone here. If anyone shows up. I've been gone for a while now. Just not streaming. So I kinda don't expect anyone to show up, to be honest. But you never know. You never know. How's my progress anyway? Oh, hey, Vox. Good to see moderator at the ready. Oh, don't worry, don't worry. There we go. Again. Okay, actually, saying it again because now there is someone. I was messing with your thumbnail. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, the gameplay, I should probably put that as a text somewhere, but the gameplay is unrelated to anything. I'm gonna try and bump the music a bit again. Feel like that should be fine. Yeah, the Genshin Impact stuff is mainly just because then I have something to do while I'm talking, you have something to look at while I'm talking, and music. Because I have no idea what else to put in the background. But yeah, I've never done it just chatting. I feel like there should be people for me to chat to. I guess Vox is here, so that's fine. So, today, hey sis! Today, July the 26th marks the 10-year anniversary day for my YouTube channel. Well, technically, it's older than that. If you go and look at the About section, you'll see that it's probably from a few months older than that or something, or years, actually. But specifically 10 years from backwards from today, exactly to the date, is the first time that I actually uploaded a Let's Play and thus set into motion exactly what my channel has become. Before that I used it just for private videos, like from anime conventions and stuff. Most of those have been private since then because privacy stuff. I wasn't that old, so... Hello, MMJF 2004. Oh, and it seems like chat actually shows up on screen, so I did something right. That's good to see. Maybe I shouldn't have set it to fade them out again, though, because it's gonna be slow. Oh well, it's fine. But yeah. So, today marks the 10-year day of my YouTube adventure. We haven't grown that much in comparison to other people who have spent 10 years on the platform. But that's not what it's about, right? Like when I started out, oh, it became dark. Hey Sass! When I started out on YouTube, it was for a few reasons actually. Some of them very personal, but I will probably cover them anyway. At the time, I was still under education, and it was summer vacation, and I was severely lacking something to do. Thank you, Vox. I was severely lacking something to do with my time, especially because I also needed something to distract me from the fact that I had just lost my girlfriend at the time. We had a mutual breakup, so... But it meant that I was not dealing that well with things, and I just basically needed something to distract me. And then one day, a friend of mine at the time was like, "Hey, Amnesia: The Dark Descent is super popular at the moment. Why don't you record that so I can see you play it? Because I want to see you be scared." Obviously you're wrong. If you don't have more subscribers than PewDiePie, what kind of loser channel are you? Thanks, Vox. Very much congrats on the 10 years. Proud of you. Thank you, Sass. But yeah. So basically, that's what kicked it into motion. The fact that I had a friend who wanted to see me be scared. So, and to be honest, I was very intrigued by Amnesia at the time. It was right, ironically, it was right around the same time that, speaking of PewDiePie, that PewDiePie was doing Amnesia: The Dark Descent and picking up traction on YouTube. I was just barely late to the party for that one. And that's how my YouTube career has gone ever since. But it's fine, it's fine. But yeah, actually, let me just... Because I figured that since we're here anyway... Hey cats. I kind of wanted to do something incredibly cringe to myself. I'm gonna hit myself for this. So, here we have my very first YouTube video. Oh boy. Yeah, this thing over here is gonna be my presentation board where I just put anything. So expect that to swap a lot. But yeah, my first, oh yeah, right, for me that's over there or in that direction. Oh well. My first YouTube video. We're gonna listen to the first few bits and I'm gonna do a bit of commentary on it because I feel like it needs to happen. Let's just say that it was a very different time. How do I get to that?
Well, hello, and welcome to my very first Let's Play. I have been requested by a few of my friends to start out by playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Let's play. So let's go ahead and create a new game.
Listen to that youngster. Hey, Malvin. Yes, I do remember you. I do remember you. It's been a while. For both of us, to be honest. I haven't streamed in ages. But yeah, listen to that. That is me from 10 years ago. And I sound so young. I like the sketch. Which sketch? Hey there, Sweet So 7. But yeah, I sound so incredibly young 10 years ago. And also I noticed that my English is slightly more Denglish. Danish English. Baby Maddie. Oh man. And as you'll hear in a second, I sound so... I straight up apologize for existing, almost.
I'd like to apologize beforehand that if my English isn't too good. But English is only my secondary language, so I am bound to make a lot of mistakes in my use of it. But enough of that, let's just go ahead and get started.
Listen to that. Oh, I just want to give Past Me a hug and tell them that everything's gonna be all right. Yeah, I sound so nervous back then. I know I watched it back then, but didn't remember it sounded anxious. Yeah, I was so... I remember exactly why I was so anxious. It was because when I uploaded it, my mindset was, oh, but what if people don't care? What if people don't want to watch it? I don't want to be a bother. So basically I was I was very apologetic about uploading. Basically, I could as well have started the entire video with, I'm really sorry that I'm uploading this, but a friend of mine asked me to. Oh. Yeah, that timing. Oh man, but yeah, there's something else you need to see. Not so much here, but see, and that's...
I've likely forgotten a few things.
That right there is not my PC struggling currently to play the video. That's the potato frame rate I played it in. How the heck I managed to beat the game at that frame rate is beyond me. But look at that. It gets worse if I remember correctly once we hit
Way too long since I played it.
here, around here where there's fog and weird things. Your English is impeccable, knowing that some people who has it as first language doesn't know what a pronoun is. That's a good point, Vox. That's a good point. But yeah, you could definitely tell that my accent at the time was less refined, which makes sense. It's 10 years ago, and at the time I didn't really speak that much with anyone who spoke English natively, so I didn't have so many people to reflect off of. But look at that potato quality. I was going to say, I like that you apologize for your perfect English. I mean, near perfect. I can hear the slight English in it, but yeah. But yeah, the potato quality is not lost on me. Why am I not having this in full screen, actually? Oh, I guess it's so that you can see the... But yeah, that series didn't garner a lot of views, and looking back at it, I can definitely see why. Still love to go back and watch your Amnesia videos. Would love to watch you play them again. Actually, sis, that is an announcement for today. I do plan on doing a replay of Amnesia: The Dark Descent as an anniversary stream. I forgot that today was the anniversary, which is why I don't have anything planned today and why we are doing this instead. Hey MTM! Hey, hello, how are you? Where have you been? You've been... We missed you. Ah, thank you. I'll get back to that. I've had a bit of a rough time, and I'll talk a bit about that later. But having an accent is not the same as failing at language. That is true, Vox. That is true. But yeah, I am going to be replaying this game probably next week, both Tuesday and Thursday, since it will require 2 streams to beat it. It has gotten an HD update since then, so it should look better. Plus, I have an actual gaming PC now, so that should also help a lot. Actually, speaking about gaming PC, I want to show you guys what my original setup looked like. When I recorded this here was my setup. Look at that. If you've been following me on YouTube, you might have seen me upload this some years ago, but look at that. My microphone was a SingStar microphone from the PlayStation 2, which I managed to connect to my ancient laptop, which definitely needed a cleaning now that I look at that photo. Ugh. With the smallest USB mouse, the PC in the background and the monitor in the background are not mine, so I had to use that. It's because I was living elsewhere at the time. And then the most flimsy headset that I was borrowing. Oh, actually, the SingStar microphone, not mine. I was borrowing that as well. Later on, to get a webcam running, which you probably noticed there was no webcam on the footage a moment ago. Later on, I took my PlayStation 2 iToy camera and managed to get that to work because I was a student at the time, so I couldn't afford anything. It was such a DIY composition of things just to get things rolling. And that right there, hardly anything you see in that photo is mine because it's at my aunt's place at the time. But the laptop and the mouse, that belonged to me. Oh man, it's nostalgic seeing that. That was a long summer. But yeah, you know, humble beginnings, right? Today I have, at some point, maybe I should do either a stream or a video that shows my setup. Okay, you don't normally show up on Tuesdays. Hello. The SingStar mic is sending me. This is the best. Yeah, I mean, that there is just old school YouTube. Oh yeah, definitely. It's where I started. It was what I had. And every single video upload was edited in Windows Movie Maker, which I managed to hack in a manner so that I could get multiple layers, at least 2 layers, I think, so I could get an overlay on top of it. It made it look almost like it wasn't edited in Movie Maker, but it definitely was. What you on about? That's the perfect setup. It's definitely a budget setup, that's for sure. Windows Movie Maker is the only thing missing from the picture. True. I didn't have it booted up because I wanted to look at my wonderful Wild Arms 2 background instead. But yeah, that was wild. That was wild. It's believe it or not, while I did swap out the laptop because it took, I think it took nearly 2 hours to render 20 minutes video. It was horrendous. Or was it 3? It was something stupidly hard, at least, long at least. But believe it or not, the SingStar microphone was actually part of my setup for, I think, a good 4 or 5 years before I finally managed to swap it out. 5? Yeah, 4 or 5. Or was it something like that, I think. It was for a long time. And I'm just gonna put some background on again. But yeah, it's it was certainly a setup. Oh man. I still have that laptop. The hard disk decided to completely die on me, so it doesn't work anymore, but if I swapped it, it would probably still work. Not very well, but it would. But yeah, amazing. I want to make a change here real quick to my setup. Don't mind me. I'm actually surprised that that doesn't work. Can I do that? Okay, that should work, hopefully. Looking at your DVDs. No, not my DVDs. Those are just DVDs that my aunt had laying around. Wait, does Jumanji there? Huh. Oh man. But yeah, that was so much. Oh boy. But yeah, I think we've been looking on this picture enough. Actually, let's go on a little journey together. Let's go on a little journey. Let me see if I can find what I made. So, we'll be doing this in chunks of a few years at a time, but this is part of the timeline for my channel, which years I started different series. When I first started out in 2012, I started with Amnesia: The Dark Descent, obviously. And then I did Crash Bandicoot Prototype, one of my most successful series on the channel, period, as my second series. That was probably my favorite series to ever make, mainly because that was so, first and foremost, exploring a prototype of a game that I always loved was interesting. There was so much video editing involved, and it really taught me a lot of things. Plus, I spent so much time reading up on trivia from all the 3 Crash Bandicoot games, which honestly came out really well. I remember getting some praise over the years that people really liked the series because of how fun it was to watch me give trivia information randomly throughout it about, oh, actually in the Japanese version this, and during development this was this. It's good times. There we go. Just getting some audio out here again. Actually, let me just move myself. You can't see this. It's in Genshin again. I just wanted some background. But yeah, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I remember that very fondly. I do have 2 very specific memories from recording those 2 games that I do not like. Also, please do let me know if the background audio is too loud. I don't think it is. But yeah, yeah, let's just get this on record. I have 2 moments from my very start of this channel that really embarrassed me to this day, that which I wish I could go back and change. Also, a quick comment about the Crash Bandicoot series. It's such a shame that I was still very nervous. So this is absolutely mad in a nutshell. I didn't plan anything. I was unprepared. Well, I mean, it's quiet. Okay, good. Well, I didn't really... I had plans. I had plenty of plans, but I didn't manage to also arrive with custom graphics for the timeline. The timeline thing I made months ago in preparation for this date. Everything else you see on screen right now, this janky layout, I made in the last 2 hours. Hey Diego! Psychonauts, I wish I could play. Oh, Psychonauts is available on most platforms, and it's not really that demanding a game, so I can definitely recommend you playing that. Hey, sorry it's been a while, and sorry I've not coming to your channel. Did you finish Fatal Frame Maiden of the Black Water? It's been a while. No, Melvin. Well, technically we finished the story mode of it, but I didn't manage to wrap up the platinum thing. People were getting a bit bored with it. Unfortunately. So I decided that instead I would be doing it as off-schedule streams every now and then. And I haven't really gotten back to that idea, but it'll probably be like a Saturday stream at some point, because there's a lot of grinding. But we did manage to get... We managed to get normal difficulty knocked out of the park and most trophies, but we'll get back to that. I also still haven't played... Of course it's not nearby anymore. The 3DS game for Fatal Frame. We'll get back to that, don't worry. That is still on the table, I just haven't gotten around to it. This feels well prepared, I love this. It's not really that well prepared, it's just a bunch of mishmash ideas I threw together. This here is well prepared, because I wanted to talk about it. But yeah, the things that bothered me from those episodes. In Amnesia the Dark Descent, I'm gonna admit... Oh, actually, 2 things happened with that. We're going to take the embarrassing things first, and then I'm going to say something impressive, in my opinion, at least, about Amnesia the Dark Descent. The embarrassing thing is that when I played Amnesia the Dark Descent, PewDiePie did a thing where he, when he got scared, would shout in Swedish. And dumb as I was, figured, hey, why don't I imitate that, but with Danish? And it's so cringe. And I regret doing that so much. It's in there somewhere, I can't really recommend watching it. As for the Crash Bandicoot series, I believe it was in Crash Bandicoot Warped. One of the episodes I recorded on a day where I was really, really pissy. Which meant that there is a moment where I get a bad time relic time, where I start swearing a lot, and at the time apparently I thought it was funny because I just censored it instead of editing it out. So that's also still up. I'm not happy about that. Actually, speaking of editing out, I remember there were some early episodes of Crash where I said some stuff that made me go, wait, is that okay to say on the internet? So some of it, it's funny, at least I think it was in one of the early Crash prototype videos, and that's about the only place I ever did it because I was still starting up. I cut out a chunk. No, it was not because I was... Well, it was because I was afraid I couldn't say it on the internet, but it was because I said a bunch of things about my private life. So it wasn't like racist stuff or anything controversial, just me mentioning way too many personal details. So there is one episode where it suddenly says that the microphone I cut out in the commentary, but it's actually me manually deleting the audio because apparently I just couldn't be honest with what I did back then. Weird. Speaking of audio that got cut though, I have a lot of stories, at least from the very start. Thank you, cats. Oh yeah, I also realized that I don't need to read out all the messages because they're appearing right above me now. And it looks a bit better now that I don't have them fade out after 15 seconds. But speaking of audio that's gone, there is an episode of Amnesia the Dark Descent, and I cannot remember which one, but where I recorded the entire thing, like a 15-minute session, because I didn't, at the time I couldn't upload more than 15 minutes at a time. And then when I was done, I realized, oh no, I forgot to start recording the audio because it's separate. So what I did was I started the episode in a video player and then I reenacted the audio to my best extent right then and there. And I am actually gonna make a bet that you wouldn't be able to pinpoint which episode it is because I don't think I could. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun. The fact that I wasn't a webcam really saved me on that one. But yeah, in 2012, I did Amnesia, all the Crash games. I did the Minecraft Skyblock. I actually forgot that was so far back. And then just because I was like, oh, we could do holiday specials, because I saw other channels do that, I decided to go out and find the super obscure Jazz Jackrabbit 2 Christmas game. And it's such a bad video that has gotten so many views. My commentary on that video is so stilted because I scripted it, and I can't do scripted things. Hey, my cousin played Amnesia. It's a scary horror game. When I played this game, I got scared. Yeah, Melvin, I agree. It was very scary back then, because at the time I was not used to horror games yet. I was terrified. I'm gonna replay it. I'm gonna replay it next week. Did you play all the creep moments in Pokemon games? All the creep moments? I'm not entirely sure which ones you mean, Diego. Hey, Alpha C2. I see cat box. I recognize your username, Alpha. So, yes, I would like to say. But yeah, I did the Jazz Jackrabbit, and then I did Slender 8 Pages, which was actually... I did that. At that time, I was still living at my aunt's place, which was at a farm in the middle of nowhere. And I had to go outside, cross a courtyard, and go to a dingy little shed to get soda. And I had to do that in the middle of the night with no light right after playing that game. That was terrifying. Did not like that. Did not like that. But yeah, moving on. Then I started doing some Isaac. Can't remember why. I think it was the same friend at the time who got me to play Amnesia, who suggested it. And then we did Minecraft Survival. Funny enough, that was actually a continuation of Skyblock, because I did some fancy editing so that I fell out of Skyblock and landed in Survival. It was actually a really fun project. Psychonauts, loved that series. That was one of the first times I really went hardcore on editing with something else. If you go back and watch them, I cannot quite recommend doing that, but if you do, then you'll notice that every single episode has a previously on Psychonauts segment at the very start. To do that without subtitles, I basically had to play the game twice in parallel, one while recording and then one right after, where I was recording just the cutscenes I needed, and then I had to go through the footage and find just the right segments to make I think it's 30 seconds recap, which was surprisingly hard to mesh together. But I think it worked out really well, actually. I'm pretty proud of that. That was fun to do, but it was so time consuming. And also my brother played Lucius. It's a stealth game. Oh, I believe my sister recommended me that game some years ago. That's an older game, right? I never got around to that. But yeah, after Psychonauts, A Machine for Pigs came out, Amnesia. It was an interesting experience, not quite Amnesia we knew, unfortunately. I don't remember much about that. Actually, I remember that was one of my first times doing a copyright dispute, which sounds boring, but it's a funny story for one reason. That's because I messed up big time. When you start playing Fatal Frame 1, I already played Fatal Frame 1. I might do the Xbox version at some point, since I also own that, but it's not currently in the cards. But there is a playlist of every single Fatal Frame 1 episode on my channel if you want to go back and watch them. As for my copyright dispute, what happened was that someone decided to claim a piece of music that isn't that game, and I went and disputed it, and I wrote very annoyed that the disputer was this is paraphrasing, but basically that the disputer was a terrible person who just did a remix of the song and then claimed it as their own, which was honestly kind of what happened. Not the horrible person part, but it was someone who had made a remix that was claiming the video game soundtrack as their own, despite the soundtrack being part of their... Yeah. The problem is, when you send a copyright claim, it goes to the person who claimed the video, aka the person I was basically calling an idiot. Not my proudest moment. After that I went and edited out the audio instead. You live, you learn. 2014, more Isaac, and To the Moon. Yeah, The Binding of Isaac took over my channel for I think 2 or 3 years. And I'm not too proud of that. It was because it was super easy content to produce. So I basically just did that for a long time because it was like I could sit down, record like 3 hours of that, and then boom, I had like maybe 4 episodes. Lucius, hey, that game, when I saw this video, the kid turned into a monster. What? Fascinating. To the Moon, when I played that, that was such a... Oh, my heart. That was such a good story. Never did play the sequel, the Paper Airplane Bird? I can't remember what it's called. I do own it, but I never played it. To the Moon I can definitely recommend you play. It's an RPG Maker game, but it's a really touching story about memory, forgetting, remembering, and letting go. I think that's the best way of putting it. Then in 2014 I started my now discontinued Minecraft series called The Realm of Aria. It's because I have a run server and we were doing stuff together, but then people decided to get a life. People started school or got a family and it kind of just fell apart, so I stopped that. Then I did Alice, American McGee's Alice, lovely game. Hasn't aged that well, but good times. To the Moon, oh, I forgot about that, just thinking about it. I know, right? Oh, my heart. But yeah, Invisible Ink. Oh man, I forgot I played that. That was such a fun tactical game. I did so many fancy graphics for it too. Man, I forgot about that. Spooky's House of Jump Scares, which I believe has been renamed since then due to a copyright issue. That has actually also gotten an HD remake, so we might stream that at some point. I believe it even supports VR, so maybe that's gonna be a VR stream. That could be fun. Then I did more Isaac, and for a while I did a loot anime unboxing, which that was something that happened. I had fun with it, but I was really notoriously bad at not getting it done on time for the month that it was actually released. Plus, sometimes the postal service here in Denmark is just absolutely awful. Things get stuck in the import tax office, and then you don't get it for another half a month, and ugh. Hey, Sacred Coil. But yeah, that was the first 4 years of my time here. Moving on, next slideshow on my TED Talk. This one is actually kind of funny because I forgot this when I was editing it. But I had a nearly 3 years hiatus. The creep moments, for example, Burning House in Black and White 2. Haven't played Black and White 2 yet. I'm working on it together with Vox actually. That's private though. Not private as in all you should know, but we're doing it off the camera. Elevator Girl in X and Y. Such a good moment, yes. I love that, and I wish... Part of me wished there was a resolution to it. Another part of me is fine with there not being one because it adds to the creep factor. And the little girl and also Sun and Moon. I can't remember. I can't remember specifically which one that is, but I do vaguely remember the ghost in Sun and Moon. And then of course also in Sword and Shield. I'm very curious to see what Scarlet and Violet has in store for us ghosts-wise. They have to have another one of those, right? But yeah, haven't played. You mean you have 2 badges? Okay, we made it to 2. We made it through 2 gyms. Thanks, Vox. But yeah, Karamari Hospital is the expansion DLC to Spooky's House of Jump Scares. Then it's very hard to read what it says, but that's Pony Island, which is a really interesting Endless Runner horror game. Actually, that and Undertale I collabed with a friend on. That was ages ago. Undertale was super fun to do. I love voice acting, no matter how terrible I am at it. It's fun, especially when you get into the mood and into the rhythm of it. We did the pacifist route. I've been meaning to record the other route for the game, but never got around to it. And now it's nearly been so many years ago now, man. Through the Woods. Oh. I backed that on Kickstarter and instantly started recording it. That was a good series. That forced me to learn Old Norse. so that I could read. Basically, I had to translate runes into letters, and then translate letters into well, I had to translate runes into Old Norse, and then that into Danish and English so that I could actually understand what it said. Then look up a bunch of old sources for different Nordic mythology so that I was sure that I got it right. And I put all of that work into it just to get some of the text in that game translated on screen. It was so much work, but it was so much fun. I can recommend the game, and I mean, if you want to, the series, but definitely the game. Little girl in the school. Oh yeah, the little girl in the school, right. Yeah. Yeah, I think I've seen the ghosts in all the games except for Black and White 2. But yeah, so that's it for these 4 years, because in 17, 18, and 19, I didn't start anything. I believe in 18 and 19, I was straight up gone. Maybe even in 18. So is this my 10-year anniversary? Technically, if you want to pretend that I quit in those years, no. Otherwise, yes. Now we come to the pandemic year. The last 3 years. I haven't really put anything in 2022 because I don't think I started anything this year. But yeah, this is when I started doing like my second most... Is that my most... It's my recently most popular series, my Pokemon Shield Ghost Monotype run. That has gained so much traction, and I don't know why. People like ghosts, I guess. As well as my collab with Vox, the 2-player Nuzlocke, which we still haven't wrapped up. That's on me. I haven't gone around to record my end of it, and I'm really sorry, Vox. I hope we'll be able to wrap it up at some point. Did I play the Fatal Frame 2 remake? No, but I'm assuming you mean the Wii make, right? This one. Because I didn't play it yet. I really want to though, and I probably will stream it. Especially because this was really hard to find a European copy of. But yes, I have it, and I plan on playing it more than likely on stream, even though I hate the wiggle-waggle mechanics of the Wii mode. How dare you? Oh, right. The only horror game I've ever played is Yomalvari. I've never heard of that one. Is that good? Is it good? I shall forever resent you for dishonoring our collabs. Yeah. But yeah, after that I did all of the White Day stuff, which that was fun, and that was fun. It's such a mediocre game, but that was so much fun. There is a sequel coming out. It has been re-announced, and when it comes out, we're gonna play it. And I did my Let's Go Ghastly, and all of this is fairly recent. Project Zero, for anyone American, is Fatal Frame, in case you're wondering. You probably figured it out, though. But yeah, last year was stuffed with stuff, like just looking at how many things. The Tanto Core thing was actually a promotional collaboration with the company behind it. Although they seem to have kind of forgotten that we were doing a collab eventually. So I guess that's not active anymore. Never got back to playing more of it, but maybe someday. It could be a fun game to play multiplayer. It's a fun game. It's a fun game. But yeah, so that's basically everything for what I did on my channel so far. Unfortunately, I did not prepare any graphics for what I plan to do. Let's get that back on screen, I guess. And actually, since we've been listening to this town's music for so long, let's head back to Mondstadt. But yeah, in the future, like specifically for this YouTube anniversary of mine, we're gonna be doing Amnesia the Dark Descent next week, as I've said a few times. Both days, I hope at least. And then I did have plans. I might extend it to be more than that, but I am a bit pressed on time in regards to a few things because I don't have the entire month of next month. I might stream some other classic games that I grew up with just for the fun of it. And soon there will be a video with another unboxing video that I did as a collab together with Vox, actually. It is not Pokemon cards, it is Digimon cards. And I think Vox and I were talking about doing another collab that we might either stream or record next month. You probably don't remember the details, Vox, but I'll talk to you about that after stream. We'll keep it a surprise. But yeah, it's been a long ride these 10 years. Yomavari is cute and terrifying at the same time. Search for images, you will see. I'll look it up post-stream. Thank you for the recommendation, though. If I find it interesting enough, we might stream it. I'm notoriously bad at actually getting around to doing anything with suggestions for what to stream, but I am always more than welcome to take any suggestions. I cannot fathom I am doing another collab with you. Yeah, I know, right? Especially because it's probably gonna fail. Just like the first one. Oh, not fail. I'll probably end up not wrapping it up. Why is there a... Wait, what? What? Wait. Sorry, I'm confused. What is this and why is this here? I've never seen that. Do I get something for doing this? Keep it a surprise. Ah! Sure, but I do remember. Oh, you do remember. Okay. I'll need to remember this because that's fascinating. But yeah, where was I? But yeah, now that we're caught up to recent times, I do plan on wrapping up Fatal Frame, the DS game, and maybe some of the others. It's definitely a series that I do not mind sticking with. And playing. Man, I love the view in this game sometimes. Just look at that. But yeah. Wait, you never found that one? No, I didn't. I never noticed there was something glittering right there just randomly. Sorry, Hawk, but I can be oblivious. But yeah, as for current time, other than Fatal Frame for the 3DS, I don't currently have... Oh, and Psychonauts 2, I really do want to play too. I don't actually have any solid plans, and that's roughly how I prefer to run it. We're probably going to do more Pokemon eventually. More Ghost Mona type ones. Definitely for Scarlet and Violet when that comes out. I was considering trying to do it with Legends, but I haven't really gotten around to trying to plan out how I would do it with that game because it's so different. But maybe someday. But let's address the elephant in the room that some of you might have been wondering about. The fact that I have been gone for nearly 2 months. Not nearly 3 years this time. But nearly 2 months. I'm sure you're the one who told me about that one. Wait, really? But if I told you about that one, then why would I not have completed it? I'm very confused. But yeah, I've been gone for the last 3 months, not because I've been sick or anything. When you finish Spirit Camera, you can play Dreadout. Oh, true. That's also... was that the... Dreadout is the... Oh, that's the one where you use a phone camera, right? As your weapon. I have been curious about that one. I've not heard the best reviews, but it looks fun. I mean, I played White Day. It doesn't... I don't mind if the games are a bit cringe, a bit jank, as long as they're fun. I dare you to do a type that is a bit sweeter than Ghost type. Ooh, would love to watch you play Atelier Rorona, the Alchemist of Ireland. Oh, a surprise tag on one of them. You mean this game that I own 2 copies of and have never touched? I remember hunting so badly to find this originally. And then I think it was you, Sis, who gave me this one, right? Oh man. It's a JRPG though. Maybe. They're a bit long, aren't they? I'll have to look at how long to beat. Because they look interesting. But I also don't want to be locked into a game for like 2 years because it's so long. But yes, that actually says this is specifically for you. Remember Silent Hill? We never did wrap up playing this game, even though we promised each other way back, like, well, that must have been more than 10 years ago, like 12 years ago, that we'd only beat this game if we did it together. Oh man, it's so bad. That's at least how I recall it. Oh, memories. Dread Out. Hey, I know the game. It's Indonesian game, looks like Fatal Frame. Right, it's Indonesian. You're right. I think I watched someone play it ages ago, but I hardly remember anything about it. It says a bit about what impact it left, but yeah. The reason I don't stream Persona. Yeah, honestly, same Vox. I would have loved to done Persona. But it's a long game. And when you split it up over 2 hours every week. Wait, 2? 1, 2, 3. No, I stream up to. Oh yeah, I stream 2. I technically could up to 4 if I really wanted to, but yeah, it still adds up. Actually, 4 hours would shorten the time considerably. Fascinating. Let's do it. Oh, what do you mean? Let's do it. You want me to play that game on stream, or you want us to find a time where we can play it together and beat it at long last? That would be Silent Hill we're not talking about again. I'll get back to the topic at hand, but I'm just enjoying the people being so active in chat. I didn't expect that. At Just Talking chat, I expected it to be something that I would have like 2 people show up to, because it's just me talking. Like the gameplay is hardly. It's just Genshin Impact. Which, I'm so annoyed. Genshin Impact has a character that I really want, and they haven't re-released it yet. And I think it should be obvious why I want her. She is the ghost type of this game, basically. And she's so adorable. Oh, I wish I could wear an outfit like that. Well, Dread 2 is coming out in PS4 and PS5 and looks like Fatal Frame when holding the phone camera. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. I'll have to look into that. I'm definitely curious if it's anything like Fatal Frame, because that is such an underutilized mechanic that I'm definitely curious. And I just realized that I've been saying that every single stream that you and someone else has suggested the game, and I've still not done it. So now, there it is. I remembered I dropped my pen. I'm actually gonna write myself a note so I don't forget. Okay, I hope I didn't show that on stream, because that's, well, hard to read, but it's passwords for something. Vox, could you do me a favor and roll about 10 seconds back and see if I showed what is on this paper on stream? Or anyone, please. Because otherwise I'll need to edit this after the fact. Why do I have a password laying around on a random piece of paper? That is so dumb. Dread Out. Written it down now. I won't forget. We're going to find a time to play it. Let's PM later about it. Gotcha. Sure. Also, sorry about not replying to your message earlier from the other day. I've had so much to... I'll get back to you. Best Grill. Yes, Best Grill. She's so adorable. Actually, I could also just roll back the footage myself. If I can find the right window. Sorry, but I need to do this to make sure that I am not having an issue. Hey, and I lost a subscriber while streaming this. Well, can't win them all. Let's see, you might hear double audio for a second. I'll mute this, there we go. Let's see, how far back? That by now. I go around here. Look, I find a pen. Yeah. Grab the pen. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh. Yeah. It's blurry as heck. I'm going through it frame by frame. As far as I can tell, YouTube particles makes it impossible to read. However, if you want to be safe, you could always edit in the video afterwards. Yeah. I'm going frame by frame. It really doesn't look very readable to me. But then again, you'd be surprised by what some people can do with video enhancements. Might need to censor that. That's really annoying. But hey, at least I have you guys up here. So even though I might have to do that. What is the timestamp for now? 52. So about 51. Sorry about the technical difficulties. It's a bit jank. Everything's a bit jank. But yeah. Where were we? But yeah, thanks Vox for checking. I do agree with you. It looks like it's mostly unreadable, at least for a human eye, but if someone really wanted to, I think they might be able to stitch together two of the frames to maybe figure out what it says. But then it also has to read in my handwriting, which that ain't pretty. Good luck. So not only do you need to do image enhancement of the screenshots, you'd also need to have a cipher to be able to understand what it says. Well, I played Dreadout Keeper of the Dark, but before you play first, you can play Dreadout 1, second Dreadout Keeper of the Dark, and third you can play Dreadout 2 before playing Dreadout 2. Okay, so it's Dreadout 1, then Seek of the Dark is like an in-betweener game, and then 2. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. But let's go back to the topic that I've been dancing around. Well, I haven't actually been dancing around it, but good sidetrack. So I've been gone for like 2, maybe 2.5 months. And it isn't because of health issues as such. Because I didn't catch COVID or anything, don't worry. But I have had other things to deal with. A lot of things to deal with, in fact. So, as should hardly be a secret judging by my layout, everything from this little nice thing, as well as what's right above the game footage, as well as what's right behind me, I'm transgender. And, my treatment, I guess it's called. Well, I only started on meds and stuff relatively recently. That's like a bit more than half a year by now. And oh boy, it does. Hormones do a lot to you. And on top of that, just having to sort through. Don't worry, I'm really trying to not make this too personal. And also, if there's nothing political about any of this, don't worry. It's just personal experience stuff. But basically, I've had to spend a lot of time trying to figure myself out on a mental level. and I'm still doing that, and that can be really tough, really draining, and straight up depressive at times. So the last few months I've just not had much drive to go on stream. Combined with there were a few things that happened right before 2 hiatus. One of them was that we did the Maiden of Blackwater stuff. And as we continue to do that, I did get a few comments from multiple people that they were getting a bit bored with it. So that kind of, it didn't hurt, it kind of hit me in the wrong way, because I'm doing all this YouTube stuff to entertain. That's literally to have fun for me and to entertain those who care to watch. There's literally no other thing I want to do with my YouTube. Sure, we've hit 500 subscribers recently, and I am honored and honestly humbled by the fact that 500 people thought that they should press that button for me. But that's not what it's about. The numbers are interesting to follow, and it is a bit demotivating when a video a stream hardly gets any viewers. But that's mainly because then it wasn't as fun, if that makes sense. It's like, my channel used to be part of the partner program back before they made it harder to get in. I didn't earn anything, and I couldn't care any less. Because it's not about that. It's about fun, it's about entertainment, it's about spending time with people. But yeah. And then I also had a stream that went completely... a VR stream that failed to even get off the ground twice. And then when I finally got it off the ground, it failed near the ending, and some stuff happened that kind of stuck with me. I'm very embarrassed about my handling of sudden schedule change like that, because I didn't do that well. There's going to be people who are going to tell me not to blame myself because it's a learning process and stuff, but it just... yeah. So combining all of that, I just didn't feel like streaming for a long time. And honestly, I didn't feel like streaming today either. I only got on because I was like, well, it's a special day today, and people will probably expect... I kind of want to get on right now because, well, it's conflicting feelings, you know. On one hand, I didn't want to get on because I've had a terrible day. I accidentally smashed something while grocery shopping, which thankfully they were so kind and didn't have to pay for. Wonderful people. And work is just not fun at the moment. And just other things. So I sat here and was like, okay, I have 2 hours to edit everything. Like the intro part, which, by the way, if you didn't watch the very start of the stream, watch the end slate once it ends, because I did a cute edit to my art that Zephyr Knight's Arts made me, just for the sake of this current time. But yeah, sorry, I've not been keeping up with chat. Well, no problem. MMJF. I'm not sure what MMJF stuff stands for, but okay. I honestly believe you need outside help to figure out in which order you have to play your games no more, rather than you failed your audience. True. Kingdom Hearts. Oh, I would have loved to have played some Kingdom Hearts games on here too. Some of the early ones at least. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts is such a mess. It's an enjoyable mess for the first few games, but a mess. You say that, but our existence is being politicized constantly. It shouldn't be political, but here we are. Sad, but like, screw that. I swear that music with all of that sentimentality. Mondstadt has really nice... Genshin Impact has amazing music in general. Mental health first. Yes. Agreed, yes. It's important you do what's best for you. Thank you. I fully agree. That's also why I haven't felt bad about it. I may mostly feel bad about the fact that I didn't say anything on Twitter or Facebook where I normally announce things. If you aren't following me there, I can recommend it. Otherwise, you probably won't get any messages. I do have a community tab on here, but I have not used it for anything. I realized the one was on the wrong account. Whoops. Well, that right there. Sapphire Nights. That's pointed it out. That is the wonderful artist who did the artwork I use for everything of me in a Velvet Room outfit. Brilliant. Can recommend the artist. But yeah, where was I? But yeah, life has just been kind of tough on a mental level for a long time. Also because after the whole pandemic, I'm gonna say the word. There's nothing to demonetize anyway. But after that whole thing, like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel more anxious now than I ever did. Mainly because it's constantly fearing catching COVID, even if it's not that dangerous anymore. It still is, but it could be worse. Thankfully, the new strains have... Sorry, this is getting a bit serious, but that combined with just not... I'm not good... I was never good with people. I'm even worse with people now. After having been gone in self-isolation for so long, dealing with large amount of people in a single spot has taken me a long time to get used to again. All of that just also didn't contribute to me having any energy for streaming. I'm hoping to get back soon. Well, I'm here now, but, you know, proper. But yeah, 10 out of 10 arts, definitely. It occurred to me when Maddie was giving you art credits. Oh yeah, true. But yeah, actually I didn't put that disclaimer in. I edited your art at the very start of the stream. It still says you made it, but there's some very clear edits to it. You won't mind, we already talked about it. But yeah, but actually on the note of the transgender thing, it is very likely that you will hear me. It might be slightly audible today, I don't think so, but I'm doing vocal practice to sound less masculine. And it's taking a long time, and it's gonna take a much longer time still, but I'll probably end up doing some of that on stream as well. And for those of you here who have been following me mainly for my voice, Venti? I'm sorry about that, but changes will happen. Why are you here? I disabled audio. Oh, he's sneezing. It's probably part of an event right now. Fascinating. Huh. How dare you? It hit a lot of people hard, and especially those with other health issues and already suffer with their MH. Very true, very true, very true. I'm not going to downplay it at all. It's been... A lot of people have suffered under it. We're not going to talk too much about it because I don't want to bring the mood down or anything. But yeah. And yeah, a lot of people have suffered under the pandemic in different ways. And I'm just going to be honest, including me, on a mental level. I'm thankfully, knock on wood and cross my fingers, one of the few who haven't caught it at all. Hope that keeps up. But yeah. Either way. So that would be why I haven't been around. And a bit about what's going to happen with the streams going forward. And a bit about the past. If any of you have you played the Persona series? I was about to say, if anyone has any questions, you can just ask. And Melvin, thank you. You beat me to the punch. Yes, I have actually. Again, thanks to Vox. One of the times I was at their place, they showed me Persona 4 Arena. And the plot in that game intrigued me enough that I was actually, hey, I need to get a Vita, which someone from the US then sent me, a friend over there, a Vita, because I couldn't find anywhere. And then I managed to play Persona 4 Golden. Great game. Then after that, I think it was after that, I played Persona 5 and then Persona 5 Royale. Also, great games. I platinumed all of these games, by the way, which says a bit about how much I like them. And I also played the Arena games, both of them, even though they're like the same game. One is just with more stuff in it. Haven't platinumed those because I'm all for the fighting games. Oh, the dancing games. I played all the dancing games, platinumed every single one of them, dancing twice. Loved those games. The Persona series is so good. I am so hyped for Persona 3 finally being available on a modern console with trophies. P4AU is a great visual novel. Yes, it is. I agree. It has some very interesting stuff. My nose is itchy, so sorry for touching my face. But yes, I'm a big fan of the Persona series, which is also why my artwork of me, which you might be able to see the sketch of, which is also made by Sapphire Knights behind chat. That the outfit is straight up just, I want me in a Velvet Room inspired outfit, and Sapphire Knights pulled that off incredibly. I can say nothing else. There's also a version of me with the actual correct hair and eye color, so I haven't showed off, but it exists. Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Yes! Wonderful game. I love that game. The dancing games are fun. I wish Persona 5 Dancing and Persona 3 Dancing weren't two separate games because they're basically the same game anyway. There should have been a DLC campaign you could buy on top of the other one. That's a complaint for a different day. But yes, I love all of them. I Vox and a common friend of ours, the three of us, compete sometimes, well, we did in the past at least, on who could get the highest scores on the different songs on the different difficulties. And I, because I am the only one with patience for it, I am the master of the beginner mode. I have spent time on perfecting to King Crazy, which is like you miss nothing and you gain the highest score you can, basically. I've King Crazy'd every single song and every single game on beginner, just because I know the others don't have the patience, especially for the 4 minutes, 5 minute songs, because I was falling asleep during that. Oh my god. Aw, Sapphire. Did you place the Shin Megami Tensei series? No, I have actually never touched any of those. It seems like it's, if I understand correct, Persona is a spin-off series of that. Like it's only the universe, but originally a spin-off. Which, I mean, the game, where is it? There. It's so nice having all my games right within reach. The third game, the original title, was Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3. So I'm assuming it's because they started a spin-off series, right? But no, I've never played anything from the main series of Shin Megami Tensei. Shin Megami Tensei. I can say things, but I have been curious. I saw they released a new game but last year and didn't pick it up. It looked like Persona, but slightly blander. That might be a preference thing, and also just because I didn't watch that many trailers, so it might just be the first initial trailer didn't catch my attention that much. But yeah. Hey everyone. And Fire Emblem has been wanting... Wait, what? Hey everyone. And Fire Emblem has been wanting a shot at the dual version thing Pokemon has been getting away with. Hey everyone? I'm not entirely sure what that is, but... She knew the rest of us was all about the all-night difficulty. That's nightmare difficulty, basically, in the dancing games. And then decided to best all of the easiest ones. Yeah, basically. I know you guys are competing to be the best of the best. I'm competing to be the best of the worst. You should play the higher difficulties as well. What's the fun in competing if we aren't doing on the same level? I do agree, Hawk. I do agree. But, and I actually did, in every single song that has the Velvet Room theme, Aria of the Soul, any mix of that, I did decide to go and try and get the highest score on all of those. Unfortunately, I think both of you hold one of them each on a difficulty I just cannot seem to get you back at. Someday I might. But yeah, it's too bad that it's so music filled, because it could be fun to stream, but I don't know if I would get completely and utterly copyright claimed if I did. Might take the Might do it. Could be fun. Did you play PSP games? Fun fact. Why do I have everything within reach? Oh, whoops. Fun fact. I do. I got Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep for the PSP before I even owned a PSP, and then I kind of had to. Man, is there anything? No, there's no game in it. This game also has Wild Arms Crossfire, which I've not completed yet. One of 2 Wild Arms games that I've never beaten, and if you know me, you know why that's a big deal. If you don't know me, Wild Arms is my favorite game series of all time. We're going to be playing them on stream at some point. They are JRPGs, so they're long, but I'm going to play them because I want to share. That is an underrated, lovable little gem of a series. And but yeah, at some point. I kind of want a costume before we do it, though. Nerd, I know. But yes, I play very few PSP games, but I do actually have a cable so I can connect it to the TV, which means I can then get it up on TV and on stream if I needed to. I've been meaning to try some games. But yeah. Oh, I have Persona. I have Persona 3 for the PSP as well. Forgot that. But yeah, punctuation is important, people. Yes, it is. It definitely is. Oh, right. We have a game running and I haven't been moving. Actually, let's go to Liu for new music. But yeah, it's man. Oh, by the way, if you've been wondering about the cards in the corner over there, those are part of the artwork that Sapphire Knights made, and I got them as a separate graphic, and I wanted to use them for something. They're so pretty. So now they're an asset for the stream. I still have PS Vita games, and my sister have PSP playing Final Fantasy. There's a Final Fantasy on the PSP? Huh, I haven't really looked into the library on there. But yes, the Vita is such a dusty console. Such a good console. So good, in fact, that I got the PS TV just so I could play Vita on my TV. Most games, not everything is compatible. But yes, it's such a shame that Sony just didn't see the potential and basically left it to die the moment they released it, because it's such a good handheld. But yeah, if anyone has any other questions, I'm more than open to talk. Actually, let's go up here instead. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Genshin Impact. I don't normally condone gacha games, but specifically for Genshin Impact, I will make an exception. Because for one, it's relatively easy to get their premium currency for free. Kind of like it was with Kingdom Hearts Union Cross when that game was still alive. And also just because the game, as a single player game, it's such a pretty game. Especially considering that it's originally for phone. And on top of it being pretty, the story is so interesting. So yeah, I've been playing it a lot, like way more than I probably should, let's be honest. But I've had a good time. There you go, let's have a good shot over. Get a better shot from the mountains, to be honest. Maybe I should have gone to the other... this one. I know what I'm doing. But yeah. I said the punctuation thing because, hey everyone, it's not a game. Hey, as in getting your attention, and then everyone, oh. So you meant, hey, everyone's been trying to get a piece of that cake. Yeah, true. True, Box, true. I played PSP and my favorite game is Metal Gear Solid and Third Birthday. Ooh. Metal Gear Solid series I've never personally gotten into at all. It seems like it has an interesting plot. But I've just never touched them. I think it's because they always struck me as a bit too sci-fi. and I'm not super into that. Maybe I should give them a chance at some point though. As for Third Birthday, oh my god. The Parasite Eve series, which that is technically part of, even though it's like the black sheep of the family. The Parasite Eve series, I've been wanting to play that for so long. That is such an interesting game. I watched others play it, but I never got around to it myself. And getting a copy now is kind of hard. But yeah, Third Birthday, it looks like fun. It doesn't look like it's mods Parasite Eve, sadly, but it looks like fun. Here we go, look at that. Liu at night. Gonna leave it there for a bit. But yeah, Third Birthday. That was a really messy plot, if I remember correctly. And way too much fan service. But it looked like fun gameplay. Hello there, how do you pronounce that? Viat Prov? I think that's it, right? Otherwise, sorry, I'm not good at pronouncing usernames because you people can come from anywhere in the world. But yeah, PSP. PSP had so many games that I just never. I got the PSP specifically for Wild Arms Crossfire and Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, so I never really expanded my library outside of that. I have Digimon Redigitize, which is Japanese, and I have Dot Hack Link, which is also Japanese. So neither of those I can play because I don't understand this thing that those games says. I've been considering emulating them since I own them. I should be allowed to do that because I paid for them. And then trying to see if I can find the fan patch for translations. If nothing else, just because Dot Hack Link looks like it has a really interesting story. And Dot Hack Digitize... No, not Dot Hack. Digimon World Redigitize seems to be the origin character of the one character I really am curious about in the Dot Hack series, which is Mireille. On that note, this is wild. Very out of left field, but I might stream Digimon Cyber Sleuth at some point. Because I've been getting into Digimon more lately. It's one of those series that I grew up with it, kinda. And I never really got attached to it. But then recently, thanks to Vox are a terrible influence, you know that? Recently, thanks to Vox, I got in contact with I played the TCG that they released recently, and it's actually really fun. And before that, I was introduced to Cyber Sleuth, which it has its flaws. It can be very awkwardly paced at times, but it's surprisingly good for what it is. Like, I'd honestly take Cyber Sleuth as a plot-driven game over a Pokemon game if I had a choice when I want to play something that's story-driven at least. Pokemon is a really good game when you just want to catch stuff and collect stuff. But yeah. But yeah, I might. Well, yeah. Then also recently, and I was made aware that Digimon created a new anime series called Ghost Game. Ghost? I'm on board. Apparently, it's Digimon, but more dark and focused on like yokais and stuff. And I watched 2 episodes now. I'm gonna watch more, definitely. A streamer I follow play Metal Gear Solid, and I still don't understand it. Yeah, the plot is apparently really convoluted. Oh, we could collab on Redigitize. That is true. I'd still prefer, at least for my sake, to try and get the fan patch working. But very true, you do have enough Japanese knowledge that you should be able to localize it. If it's written in the correct letters, I'm assuming. You know that better than me, Vox, but that's an idea. We could maybe do that. It is a PSP game though, so it's going to be a bit hard to get on screen. I do have the cables and stuff, otherwise we could emulate it, obviously. Again, I own a copy of... Oh, wait. We wouldn't want to do the PSP version, we'd want to do the DS version, which would not have the... Oh yes, that's the one with the fan translation. The DS version I am gonna buy a copy of. I've been planning to do that for a while now. Once I have one, we could do it. That is an option. You play emulator games on PC. Malvin, yes and no. I only ever emulate games that I already own because I'm not pro piracy. You should pay for your games. But in some situations, for instance, I own Donkey Kong. Let's say I own a copy of Donkey Kong Country, right? And I have it on the original SNES. Right, so this is a bad, terrible example because you can still buy it. Let's think of a different game. Drakengard. Drakengard on the PlayStation 2. I own that. I have a physical copy of it, but it's not everyone who has access to let's say that my PlayStation 2 dies, right? Now I have a physical copy, but I don't have the hardware to play it on anymore. Now I don't mind emulating because the emulator is not pirating the software. It's literally just playing what I already own. In that case, it's still a gray area technically, but I consider it not morally wrong. So, but yeah, that's basically my logic process for that. Emulator is fine as long as you own the games. But yeah, I don't think there's anything controversial about that opinion, right? Yes, dot hack the Montamer. Hey, you chose this yourself. Nope, but I can probably point us in the right direction. Yes, decode. Yeah. Sorry, I got to your message. It's a bit late there. But yeah, I guess I voiced my stance on emulation now. Actually, it's a really interesting topic when you're in modern times, for one specific reason, being that while, especially with Nintendo is so aggressive about making sure that no one plays emulated games to the point where they took down an online archive for preservation of ROMs of games. The ironic thing is that they themselves seem to have downloaded most of said ROMs and releasing them on their own little emulator on their own console. So it's not really about emulation they're against, it's about them not earning money. Let's be honest. You just reminded me I still gotta buy Drakengard again. Thank you. Wait, again? It depends on how you procure your digital copy. Oh, true. You can buy... That's actually on the note of Nintendo. Downloading a ROM online is indeed illegal. I agree, Vox. Fully agree. But downloading a digital copy of a game off one of the stores, fully legal. And if you manage to... if you can... Once the store goes offline and you can still move it to all the consoles, then it's still legal. Actually, you should be able to copy it over to... But it is absolutely legal to make a copy of your already owned software, at least in Denmark. Yes, that is true. At least by Danish law, you are allowed to make backups for your own usage. That is true. You're not allowed to distribute them, but you're definitely allowed to to make them. Got lost in the mail. Oh, damn, that sucks. I still need to see if I can find a cover art for my Drakengard 2, because when I got mine, it had a reprint cover, and I hate that. You can tell that it's a reprint, which is annoying. But yeah, also this is not legal. Thank you, Vox. Actually, real good point. None of what I've said about emulators or piracy is legal advice. It is my opinion and my opinion only, and I am not a lawyer. There you go. Covered my ass. But yes, true. I'm also not sure if they've updated and if they changed the law in regards to personal copies of things in Denmark, but yeah, also should we be a bit more dynamic here and move around? Let's go to somewhere really interesting. This place, when I when I went here originally, it reminded me a bit of the Dark World. What is it called in Kingdom Hearts? The Realm of Darkness. Simply because of how it's a realm that has been banished from the Earth, and now it's just, well, laid in darkness. Well, some of it's there's enemies here. Okay, we'll move to a different island then. Not really about the whole getting attacked now. Although there was interesting music, I guess. Ooh. Where did I land? Well, I guess this is as good as any place to photo mode. Oh, wrong. This place is so pretty. I should have made this my outro screen. This is so pretty. It's too bad that Genshin is a game you can't really restart, so if I ever wanted to stream it, I'd have to make a new account. But yeah. I think we talked enough about piracy and emulation, but yeah. The music here is also just calming. You can probably not hear it since it's very quiet. But yeah. Do I have any more topics I want to cover? Wait, it's already been 1.5 hours? You guys have been listening to me ramble for 1.5 hours? Jeez, what are you doing with your life? What am I doing with my life? Yeah. There are so many things I want to do on stream. Like, if it was up to me, I'd play .hack on stream as well. So many games I want to share with people and have fun with people with. And so little time to do so. Especially because I have work. That is the one thing. Actually, circling way back to about an hour ago. When I said that numbers don't matter, there is one specific thing where they do matter and where I wish I had enough reach that I could actually make money off of YouTube, and that is entirely so that I could do it full time. Again, not because of the money. If I could earn just enough to get by, that'd be perfect. I don't need to be the next PewDiePie or anything, but it would be so fun to just be like, okay, now I can stream full time. That's probably why I should have moved to Twitch, but now we're on YouTube. I don't plan on moving on to Twitch, at least not anytime soon. I've considered, but I don't know. I like it here on YouTube. Not because YouTube is that good, but because it's all my content in one place. Ideally, if I could dual stream to both platforms, but then apparently Streamlabs requires you to buy a license so that you can do that, which is annoying. Oh well. Sora's domain is different. Did you play the game after 10 years? Which game? I think I missed something. Which game do you mean specifically, Melvin? Because the answer could very well be no, considering that I have... I don't know if you can tell. I can barely tell this. You can see half of my collection of games. I have an entire shelving unit just filled with games, and I haven't played half of them. I really wanted to, though. Yeah, there's really too many games until the time. So many good stories to explore. What was that game? I played a game recently that really touched my heartstrings to a point where it actually, it's still sitting with me. I think that's the wording. If Found, a wonderful little, I will not spoil anything for that game. It's a wonderful little game. It's weird in some sense, but it is such a well, for me at least, very relatable story. I know Vox has shown interest in streaming it. I am also interested. I'm not sure if we should collab that, or if one of us should not do it, or if we should just both do it, because the more reach the better, considering that it's representation. But yeah, if found on Steam, I can recommend. Really artistic game, really interesting game, really emotional game. What do you mean you don't know the game? You just lost. Hawk. That joke died like 15 years ago. Wow, the game. Man, I remember when that was like the funny thing back during my convention days. That's so long ago. In all fairness, I am multitasking. That's fair. But yeah. What region of Hyrule is that? Well, technically it's Teyvat from Genshin Impact, but it does. You're right. This looks like a shot that could be straight out of Legend of Zelda. You're not wrong. Specifically this. That is actually such a pretty area. Let's go somewhere else on here. I want to have a look at the center tower. If found is a must for anyone who enjoys artsy games. You're doing it for Trans Day of Remembrance. Ah, right, you're doing it for that. Yeah. Oh, I turned it off. One moment. Here we go. Instead of darkness, let's cast some light in this world. It doesn't see, this place is so banished from the overworld that they had to build their own sun, basically. It's a really interesting place. That's an entire plotline. I won't spoil it for anyone who is playing and haven't been here, or who are curious to play it at some point. But this place looks gorgeous. Oh, that game. Now I'm confused. Did I miss a message? Am I not getting all the messages? Man, the next thing you're gonna do is tell me you'll never give up or let me down, run around at this. I just got text rickrolled. Really? Thanks, Vox. Oh, man. Yeah. That right there, right now, is really just to give you something to look at other than me. Oh. But yeah, it's been a long 10 years. A lot has happened both with me and my channel. Just the fact that I swapped from video editing, which I really loved. Video editing is a lot of fun because you get to cut things together and add extra graphics and stuff. Streaming is a bit more rigid in that sense. At least if you're a one-man team, unfortunately. I'm very proud of us. Freaking you guys. But yeah, streaming is a bit more rigid when you're a one-man team. Unfortunately, I try to create a bunch of graphics that I can throw around during it, but it's not as elegant. But streaming is fun in a different way. It's also more laid back and casual, and just like recording with Vox last weekend was an odd experience, not because of Vox, but because I realized that I hadn't been recording anything for, 5 years without an audience, without it being live. And I was like, wait, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fill air. Of course, I did it with Vox, so Vox and I could bounce off each other for a good conversation, which helped a lot. But I don't know if I could ever do offline content again. I probably could. I would have to for our collab. The Pokemon game that we haven't wrapped up. But aside from that, it's interesting looking back at and being reminded of the humble beginnings. compared to now when we're streaming. Actually, one thing I haven't mentioned at all on stream ever, but which I might as well get on the record here. I wish I had a VTuber model. I know, there's gonna be some who are like, oh, you're one of those people who just want to get on the trend. No, 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 you don't understand. I wanted a VTuber model for longer than that was a trend. Before HoloLive was a thing, I saw people do it with, I think, PNG tubers at the time. And I looked at it and was like, I want that. Me being able to be represented by an image of me as a more correct version, in my opinion, than having to look at this. Also, just in days with really bad self-esteem, which does happen when you're me. Being able to go live, but with a VTuber instead of myself, would be such a huge relief. I know I could just do it without webcam, but it just doesn't feel right if you can't see the person you're interacting with to some level. But yeah, I've been wanting a VTuber model for a long time now. I'm probably never going to get one, because making one is outside the realm of possibilities, because my art skill is not good enough, and I don't know how to rig these things. I looked at videos and it's a lot of work. And buying one is expensive if you want it of a decent quality. But yeah, if I ever decide to splurge and just pay a ton of money on one, or if someone makes me one, doesn't happen, but then you might see one someday. But until then, stuck with this. Oh, here we are with all our boomer memes. Yeah, we are that generation of memers. They're memes these days, I don't understand all of them. I'm just gonna be straight up with you. I feel old. I am not that old, but sometimes I do feel old. But yeah. I don't think I ever addressed this, but all of this switch of, I guess branding it is technically, but you know, my profile picture and all the graphics, making an intro sequence for my streams and stuff, all of that, or more streamlined intro sequence for my stuff, all of that was part of me wanting to try something different, trying to personalize my streams and content a bit more, which I feel like it worked pretty well. Like, in no short part, thanks to Sapphire Knight's wonderful art, which showcases exactly a part of me that I want to show off. Oh yeah, Serenity Pod. Sure, let's go to my home. I'm not entirely sure I've settled entirely on what I want yet. Like, the blue works really well. But I'm more of a purple person, so I might need to make some graphics that are purple instead at some point. But yeah. I just wanted to personalize my streams and content a bit more. I have volunteered on several cases, dummy head. I just need to wrap up my own first. True, Vox, I know you have. But I also don't want to stress you, especially because I've seen how much issue you have with some of the technical things right now with your current one. If you ever figure it out, which I assume you will eventually, maybe we can talk about it then. But right now, I want you to focus on getting your own stuff done. Hey, how old are you? Oh, you shouldn't ask my age. I am an adult. I think that's the best way to put it. Maybe someday I'll mention my age, but I kind of want to keep that to myself. If you can't tell how old I am, I'll take that as a compliment. Unless you think I look old, then I'll take it as a not compliment. But yeah. It's nothing against you guys. To me, when it comes to my content, I don't feel like my age really matters. So I kind of want to keep that to myself. Actually, no. Don't do that, game. Did something up here, didn't I? Oh, actually, no. I have fish. I just remembered. Also, just add pink gradient. True, with this blue and a pink gradient. True. I has fish. It's not very interesting, but I do. Oy. But yeah. It only stressed me because of the trial run time limit, which has exceeded. Now I can take my time as it eats my money. That sounds... Yeah, that's a problem with subscription things. I mean, they do have a free version as well, but I guess it doesn't have quite as many... We're talking about 2D Live, by the way, if anyone else is wondering. It does have a free version. Does that not have enough tools to be able to proper rig things? Well, I meet you in first time. True, it is. That is true. But, but yeah. So many things. I like this music. Just the Genshin Impact soundtrack. Mwah, I love it. But yeah, this is my home. You get your own little home in this game. I think I'm slowly running out of topics, which is probably not bad. Considering that we've been here for so long. But yeah, I feel like there was something else I wanted to address. But I can't remember what that might be. It's super chill. Thank you. I'm glad. It's as I've mentioned, it's my first time doing a just chatting kind of stream, which is why everything's a bit jank and I'm not really doing much with the gameplay because that's not the focus. And I should probably have put a video or something instead. And the game's mainly there because I configure anything for music, and I'm fairly sure they don't mind as long as you're playing the game. A bit unsure on that. My art always have insane resolution. It doesn't support that in the free version. Oh, okay, so that's why. That is true. You do make art in very high resolution. Oh, I should change my thumbnail. That's not because I actually did do, after I made the thumbnail, I did do something different. I know this. Most people won't care. And I know that. Because it's just technical stuff. But like, this is the current thumbnail, right? For what's going on. And I did, if you weren't here from the get-go, I did, let's just show the ending screen because I have it. We're not done yet. I'm just showing you this because I wanted to show you that I did an edit of the artwork. Look at that. Yes, I drew the cake and the hat myself. They're awful. I had to rush, okay? I didn't really have a chance to do much. So I looked at some reference images and basically just like looked, drew something that kind of looked like it, and then colored it in some random colors. Turned out decently for being a rush job that took like 15 minutes, but you know, it's not the best. So let's get that off screen again. But yeah. Oh man. That is something I've also considered. Since just chatting seems to work pretty well apparently. Maybe I should just do just chatting but with where I try and draw stuff. I'm really bad at art, mind you. I'm really bad, it's wrong. I am very novice in the artistic field. So my artworks are not exactly high quality. but it could be interesting. That would probably have worked better now that I think about it. But I have multiple friends who do art streams and I don't necessarily want to encroach in their area. So I want to ask them if it's alright first. And I also need to find the self-confidence to do that. But it would be an excuse to practice if I did that every now and then. And I do need the practice. That is so cute, I love that. Oh, that's cute. Same. Thank you guys. But yeah, I think that could be something. I'm always like, that's one more thing to try and keep the channel fresh. I'm always trying to experiment with doing new things when I can find ideas. So that could maybe be something we do at some point. I was considering doing that. Like originally I had a plan of doing, I'm not going to show that on screen because then it's just going to confuse someone. But I had a scheduled idea of doing this entire week just filled with streams every single day. But stuff happened and that's not going to happen. But that would have included some art streams, some collabs, some gaming, just a mix of different things. Instead, I'll have to try and do that over different times. But yeah, that would be super good. You could always draw together. That is true. That is actually true. Drawing collabs is a thing. We just need a program or website that allows us to draw together. That's a good point, Hawk. That's a very good point. Heck, I have so many people in my friend circle that do art that maybe we should do a group thing, and those who don't want to be on voice chat can just not do that. That could be fun. Maybe I should do that. Brainstorming ideas. I do not feel like that is an issue personally, although my art streams are infrequent. Well, that's also because, Vox, you do so many things, so that makes sense. But yeah, that could be fun doing a collab art stream or two or something. Could always make it like a bi-monthly thing or something if people wanted to. Oh well, it doesn't need to be on a schedule, obviously, but if it was fun enough the first time. Not sure what we draw, but there's probably like websites that can give prompts and stuff. Really good idea, Hawk. Thank you. But yeah, oh, I just remembered. The White Day, a Labyrinth Called School, Out of Bounds experience, we stopped that before I managed to finish it. I still want to get back to that. I just need to find a moment where I feel like it, to be honest. Maybe not next week. Next week is going to be Amnesia, the Dark Descent. Maybe I should, Thursday this week, I'll start Amnesia, and then Tuesday will be the continuation of Amnesia. Then next Thursday might be freed up for more Out of Bounds. I'm not going to promise any schedule. It also depends on how I feel on the day. But yeah, that's an idea. But playing Amnesia again is going to be fun. Well, let us all do it. Just all of us. I mean, just chaotic art collab, that could be a thing. It could also, I've seen someone do this. Not that I want to rip off all that others' ideas, but a challenge where it's like draw Pokemon from memory. Oh boy. But yeah. I'm not sure I have, like, we've almost filled up the entire 2 hours. I thought this would be a 30-minute stream, but we actually almost filled up the entire 2 hours without me, like, not having anything to say. If anyone has any questions in regards to my streams or games or my journey on YouTube the last 10 years, now would probably be a good time for some AMA. For those of you who know me, you're more than welcome to also ask things you already know, just to help fill time. I don't do so many things. What are you on about? Pushes games currently in development under the rock. Oh, Vox. There are so many projects. It's inspiring, to be honest. Let's go back to Inazuma. No, sorry, Inazuma. There we go. Oh, actually, don't I have... I don't need to go there if it's for the music. Doggo! And cat. Actually, is anyone... No, everyone's done for now. You can talk to your companions and stuff. Let's see. What do we want to listen to? Yeah, that's fine for now. Ah, Streets of Elegance. Wait. Oh, it's that one. Ah. Yeah, I like that one. No questions? I see how it is. But yeah, at some point I might do either a stream with some pre-recorded footage to display and photos, or a pre-edited video that I might either upload or premiere to showcase my setup, because my setup is quite complex. Like, most people are like, oh, I just have a PC that's connected to, you know, to monitors and that's it. But since I have all these old school gaming consoles, my setup is a chaotic hell chaos of cables. I think that's a good way to put it. It's basically, if something doesn't work, I'm not entirely sure where the flaw is. I've tried to streamline it, but it's very interesting. It's also super cool because I won't explain the entire thing here, but basically I made it so that I can see my console gaming on a monitor right next to me, but if I have guests, the signal also gets sent to my television, so I don't need to constantly swap a cable. It goes both places, which is nice. Yeah, insane people juggling too many unfinished projects. What an inspiration. Vox, come on. Currently have FE Dorothy deployed. Looks like your character a lot, to be honest. Looks like my character. What, you mean my artwork? But yeah. So many games, so little time. People seem to enjoy me. Here's a question to those who are still around. Some of you seem to enjoy me unboxing the Pokemon cards on stream. Look at me talking about Vox in third person. And I was wondering, are you only watching because of the Pokemon part of it? Or would you also be interested in it if I did Digimon cards? Because I am buying boosters of that because I want to... I'm actively playing the game. At least as often as I can. So if I... So far I've mainly been opening them together with Vox off camera. Or for a collab recently, which will premiere at some point. But I was wondering if anyone would be interested in seeing me do that on stream. It's gonna be a bit different because there's less of, hey, I know this one. Oh, I don't really like that generation of Pokemon. No, the Genshin one. Oh, you mean Beidou? Don't play that game, so I don't know her name. Yeah, if you mean the current one I'm running around with, it's Beidou. Don't mind me. I'd watch. I prefer when I know the characters, but it'd still be fun. I like her. She's pretty. I agree. Beidou is a pirate, and currently probably my second favorite character, at least to play as. To be honest, I'm just happy for more Maddie content. Guys, you're biased, aren't you? Oh, but yeah, it would be a bit different streaming Digimon box opening because I have less I can like pull on for information And each booster box seems to be themed around a series or a game, or like anime series or game. And Vox has way more like expertise in those things. Looks like Dorothy from behind this, at least. Huh. Fascinating. So yeah. I mean, if you're curious, it's gonna be a bit different. I'm gonna premiere an unboxing of that I did together with Vox sometime soon. It's probably gonna be next week. I'm not entirely sure. Vox and I haven't planned the exact release date yet. I'm gonna premiere it so that I'll be available in chat to answer questions and stuff. It's part of a collab partner, not a partner, what's it called? Two videos. Vox will be premiering first, and then mine is the second half, so to speak, because we open a box each. So I can recommend also watching hers. But yeah, we'll both be premiering, so we'll both be available in both comment sections, and it'll give an idea of what to expect. Vox's is much more informational about the cards, which is super neat for people like me who care about the game mechanics, obviously. Mine is a bit more laid back and just us having goofing around, basically. Is it a bad thing if we're biased? I guess not. It's funny, Vox, you say that you just need to play a game or watch an anime before its release. That is true. If I could predict when something released, and okay, that's kind of adorable. I didn't know they put that much effort into animating the dog. But yeah, if I knew what was the next thing, I could technically do that. The anime is a bit tough because there's a lot of episodes in some of the seasons, but true. And some of the games, like the WonderSwan game, it didn't really release over here, so it would not really be possible. But good point, I could prep a bit, and otherwise I could probably just ask you for a summary on some of it. Maddie's the best. Nah, guys, you're being too kind. But yeah, that is just a thought. Also, I probably need to mess a bit for my... Where is my remote for my lamp? That's a first world problem and a half. Wait, where is it? Did I drop it? Where did I put it? Wait, it was right here when I started. No, that's chocolate. Always need a good supply of that. Huh. It's always right here next to me because it belongs here. I'm very confused, guys. Did I put it underneath the... No? No, it's not underneath my tablet. Oh, it's underneath Persona 3. Hey, Giles Close Marusiak? Sorry, I'm not really entirely sure how to pronounce that. Have you thought about doing the Pokemon Sword Ghost Monotype Challenge? I've thought about doing the Pokemon Shield Fighting Monotype Challenge, as fighting is my favorite type. Well, I did do Pokemon's Shield Ghost Monotype Challenge. And since the games are so equal, I don't consider it worth my time to do it again. But in the counterpart game, I am considering going backwards to some of the older games though. Now that I've done Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, also Sun and Moon, sorry, and the Let's Go games. So we'll probably keep going backwards, but also Scarlet and Violet. I'm definitely going to do Ghost Monotype of Scarlet and Violet when they release. There's no doubt about that. That's going to be fun. And probably I've considered also doing Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, maybe, and maybe Legends. But I also get burned out on Pokemon so easily that that might be a while until that happens. But specifically for Pokemon Sword, I will not be doing a Ghost Monotype Challenge because I did it for Shield. And I think that covers it. But thank you for asking. And as for a fighting type, interesting. That sounds like it could be fun. I'm not big on fighting type myself personally, but it does have some interesting Pokemon in it and some interesting interactions with some other typings. Fascinating. Not gonna do that myself, but I wish you good luck with your fighting type mono talents and shield. And I hope I hope you have fun. But we can since the Japanese releases give us quite a heads up. That's true. All of the seasons are only 52. Only 52? That's still quite a lot. That's 2 seasons worth of episodes. If you watch an episode or 2 a day, you could probably watch the show in a month. So it's a good game for fighting type talents. Although it won't have surfaced. Oh, true. Oh, your name means shield in Gaelic? That's cool. Okay, in that case, I am terribly sorry for having butchered your name because I don't really know how to pronounce Gaelic. But that's cool. That's cool. Oh, that's a table. Like. Oh, if anyone's watched my old Let's Play videos, you should know that I used to do that with my arm at the table. Oh, I want one of those tables that can go like up and down as you need it. That would be really nice. They're super expensive though. But yeah. Wasn't there a cat around here somewhere? There it is. Did the dog jump? Huh. The cat just does cat things. But yeah, I think I don't think I have much more to talk about. At one hand, I don't think I have much more to say. At the other, I'm kind of enjoying just sitting here and chilling. Rip leg. Yeah, basically. Ouch. Oh. I'm actually more worried about the table. But yeah. So, yes, cat. I think I have more than one. I just haven't put them in the house yet. Everyone loves cat. The cat is very not moving by comparison to the dog. It looks more curious or worried about my presence. Either way. Yeah, I think that covers everything that I want to say and the questions you guys had. So I think we're gonna end stream for today. It's been a bit more than 2 hours, which is more than I expected it to be. I'm very glad that you guys seem to have had fun with just chatting. I might probably do this again. This would be a really nice thing to do on a day where I feel I should be streaming, but I'm not entirely feeling up to doing like something that's scheduled. Then I could just basically put on a random game and just chat with you guys. Probably need to be better at finding random topics though. Today was easy because we were talking about my channel and the 10 years I've been here. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today, guys. So I hope you had fun. I found it more fun than I thought I would. Thanks for stream. It was really good. Thank you, cats. But yeah, yeah. If anyone wants their goodbyes in before I swap to the thanks for watching screen, now would be your chance for the next minute's time. While I consider if I forgot to say anything. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. But yeah. I'll be back, Melvin, don't worry. I can't guarantee... Well, actually, at least next week, at latest, because I need to do Amnesia. I might do that Thursday and Tuesday, or Tuesday and Thursday. Like next Thursday and then Tuesday, or Tuesday and Thursday next week. But I will be doing Amnesia because I do need to do it as part of the anniversary celebration. So I will be back. But yeah. Thank you, everyone. I hope to see you all again sometime, and please do take care, stay safe, and stay awesome. And I'll see you on the other side. And now I need to figure out how to do this because it's been so long. Bum, 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 bum. Where? There. Oh no, wait. Ah! Messing things up. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Wait, I know why I'm messing things up. Oh man, this is a mess. Okay, it's this one. Bye everyone.